Hi, everyone. It's so crazy because as I started this, all those sirens started going off and playing, and it's 12:22. Wow, okay. We started at exactly 12:22, so I feel like this reading is going to be deep. But the message that I got here was the plot and plan to have you sacrificed backfired onto your karmics. And this is also something that I wanted to talk about in regards to a spiritual warfare message yesterday, because I picked up several messages yesterday. But they were like, put this message out today. And I have like a specific divination practice that I do, and it's from ancient Kemet. And I've literally been pulling Ra every single day that I'm using this divination deck. So I'm like, okay, it's time. And for those of you who are actually initiated and you're allowed, or you're part of the bloodline, or you are allowed by Thoth, or you're ordained by Thoth or Ma'at to basically tap into the Kemetic pantheon, because not everyone is ordained at all. People can pick it up, they can play with it, they can talk about it, but that doesn't mean that you're ordained to even touch into it. You see what I'm talking about? So for those of you who are initiated and whatnot into that, or that's a part of your bloodline, you already know what Ra represents, right? It represents protection by threat of violence. So what's happening right now is because these karmics have been playing in your energy field, in your bloodline, the eye of Ra has descended upon them. Because remember, we're children of the sun, right? We're real children of the sun. Not everyone that's melanated is a child of the sun. And not everyone that's unmelanated is not a child of the sun. Some individuals, you can become an associate or an ally of the child of the sun, and then you can still be able to get support and favor from the pantheon that way. You see, it all depends upon your heart. And I'm going to let you guys see this view while I'm talking about this stuff. It's beautiful today. Okay. So the plot and plan to sacrifice you has backfired, divine beings. Oh, let's get into this, baby. You know, sometimes you have to let these karmics embarrass themselves. So, all right, y'all, let's get into this. The plot and plan to initiate, to sacrifice you backfired. Some of you guys didn't even know that this was going on. That some of these karmics had whole plots and plans to sacrifice you to a satanic force, because most blood sacrifice, ritual sacrifice is satanic, right? Especially when you're trying to utilize other humans. Because even in the Bible, there's no place that it says utilize a human sacrifice. I know they said that Abraham took his son to Mount Sinai, but at the end, he found a goat to sacrifice. And then we also know that a lot of the Bible was rewritten and transfigured to, align with low vibrational pagan cultures, right? So let's get that out of the way. Now, what I'm really talking about here is a lot of these karmics, they were trying to sacrifice you as a part of an initiation into a satanic cult, or tied to a satanic force for power, for fame, for riches. Because the way that you even get into that is you're cursed. You have the curse of Tahoody. And the curse of Tahoody is basically in the book of Thoth. He says, because Tahoody, aka Thoth, he is over all magic. He's the master magician. So all magic, because it's just the manipulation of energy and the Cashapp records, all magic is ran by Tahoody. It doesn't matter what system it comes from. So as master of all magic, if certain bloodlines, they're not allowed to have access to that. They're not even supposed to be using magic, because they're supposed to be living out a sentence. They're not supposed to be getting anything that's supposed to be trying to change their fate. So a lot of these karmics, they have the curse of Tahoody. They're not even supposed to be stepping into those realms. They're blocked. And their DNA codons is telling on them. So because their ancestors did A, B, C, and D, or because they're doing whatever the fuck now, they're even blocked from even supposed to be using certain forms of magic or things like that. So they have to go into the realms of darkness. They have to go work with the brother in darkness in order to get their powers, to get their magic and things like that. But it's satanic, and it requires them having to use the energy of somebody else to achieve their goals, because they're blocked and they're destined for poverty, for illness, for poor health, etc. Some of y'all don't even know this. That some of these people you don't even know. They were trying to sacrifice you and cause problems in your life. This is why you were getting sick or crazy things were happening around you. Some of these karmic family members and shit like that, they've tried to sacrifice your children without you even knowing. Oh, she has a son, I can just sacrifice the son. And these rituals have backfired because these karmics have the curse of Tahoody and it's kicking in. And especially with this Saturn transit, Saturn being in Capricorn in the Vedic astrology, Saturn in Capricorn is all about karma, for making deals with the devil, for finances, for money. Saturn in Capricorn is all about karma around legacy, karma around the family, karma from your lineage or your nationality. That's why North Node in Capricorn is you share the fate of your nationality, you share the fate of your village. The time to sacrifice people and sell people to the devil was Saturn and Sagittarius, Saturn and Scorpio energy. And those rituals that were done then, they're getting karma for them now with the South Nodes. You see, the astrology will always balance things out. And the astrology is crazy right now. And this is why you see a lot of these karmics, they're suffering, they're getting sick, they're experiencing fatalities because the sacrifice was also rejected as well because they're cursed. And a lot of you guys, your bloodline is higher than a lot of these karmics, period. But because they're stupid, they're going for it's like they try to catch a big fish and sunk the whole shit. Their eyes are too big for their body. Oh yeah, that person has good energy. Yeah, I can do this, I can do that. Sorry, y'all, it's a little bit too light here. I can do this, I can do that. And in the process of doing that, they're bringing more curses. They're getting sick. Karma's coming. What messages do you have? I'm going to be using the Ancestral Healing Oracle deck. What messages do you have, please? The offering was rejected. The sacrifice was rejected, you guys. And this is why I always tell you guys, pull back your energy. A lot of these karmics, the reason why they're doing that too is because they're inbred. We talked about this. Their whole entire bloodline is purely satanic. So they're just doing what their ancestors have always been doing, working off other people's energy. Or there's something psychologically wrong with them, where they're missing hella screws. So they just do anything in the reality. Some of these people, I'm telling you, these people playing in their energy is way above their pay grade, way above. And this is why Thoth and Ma'at are here to cause problems for these karmics, as well as Anubis. What messages do you have, please? Satanic rituals. Some of these karmics are speaking on your bloodline, trying to speak down on you, trying to put curses on your DNA or your name with their mouth, and their bloodline is so low vibrational, they're getting sick now. They're experiencing severe mental illness because they're trying to sacrifice your name with slander, with word witchery. Some of these karmics try to throw you under the bus for jobs or something like that. That's a ritual. For clout or things like that. You guys may have went through getting blacklisted or some shit like that or whatever because of these karmics. Now they're experiencing the same. They're realizing it was a ritual. They're realizing they try to sacrifice you for their ego or whatever the fuck. And it's being rejected. What messages do you have, please? The sacrifice has been rejected. You got DNA healing. Boom. You got trauma transmutation. Exactly. And it says earth offerings here. Yeah. It ain't working. And a lot of y'all are earth angels or, you're covered by high vibrational archangels. The high vibrational archangel principality. And they're like, what the fuck? They got the order from the karmics like, oh yeah, we're going to sacrifice this person for satanic ritual so I can have A, B, C, and D. And they're like, what the fuck? Our person has A, B, C, and D to change the world, to do this, to heal their family line, to have these children that are going to do A, B, C, and D, to help heal the collective or do whatever. And this person wants to sacrifice our kid for riches or whatever. Oh, no. It ain't fit to happen. These karmics are learning their rank right now. They're learning exactly who they are. And then it says trauma transmutation. A lot of y'all, by doing your spiritual baths, by doing the exorcism, satanic banishing, the anti-devil work, it broke the spell. It broke the initiation. And you want to know something right now here too? Because these karmics also try to sacrifice. So you have to understand too, these lower energies, they're subservient to the master of all magic, which is Tahoody. They can't overcome them. That's why even with the Apep and Set and Nebhet, they're subservient to some of these higher vibrational gods like Ra, etc. They can't defeat the sun. So every day that these karmics came with warfare and battle, every day they got defeated. These are children of shit, children of unsuccessful rebellion. They're realizing this now. This person can't be touched. This person can't be played with. But because these karmics are mentally unstable and they have to prove a point, they're going to keep on trying to go until one of them dies with the earth offering, with the coffin right there. I mean, the tombstone. And that's where some of these people are headed. They were calling on entities and deities that are subservient to your bloodline or to the angels and ancestors that are working over you. How? There, some of these karmics are wondering how the ritual backfired, how they're now the sacrifice. And that's what's going to be happening for some of these karmics. To complete their initiation, they're going to be the one that has to be sacrificed. Some of you guys didn't know that. Why am I getting gang stalked? Why am I getting attacked? And I've been talking about this. A lot of y'all are getting gang stalked because it's a part of a ritual that these karmics are running to steal your energy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Then you got DNA healing. Your DNA was too high vibrational. You remember some of these karmics are trying to sacrifice you because they want spiritual gifts and stuff like that their ancestors are blocked and banished from because they have the curse of Tahoody. You don't get rid of the curse of Tahoody by trying to sacrifice somebody who's protected. You get rid of the curse of Tahoody by absolving what your ancestors did. They don't think like that. Because these karmics, their mind is always rotted in low vibrational thoughts and actions. How to reach the lowest hanging fruit. But sometimes that lowest hanging fruit is covered by a barbed wire. It's a trap to curse themselves again. They need your energy to survive. Yeah. And they're having a hard time right now. Listen, y'all, this is deep. This is going to go deep. Wow. Yeah, the ancestors are here right now. The ancestors are here. The fact that I pulled Ra every single day this week, violence is upon these karmics too. There's a lot of violence happening in their life, or a lot of violent situations or chaotic situations. A lot of these karmics, I'm telling you, they're so low vibrational, and some of these people are getting straight exposed as Satanists in your community, in your church, whatever. And how they've been trying to use other people's energy or vampires off other people's energy. People are starting to put two and two together. Maybe you even said something. There's people who are putting two and two together. How is this person getting A, B, C, and D? How are they doing A, B, C, and D? People are putting two and two together. They're using satanic forces. Wow. Give me a second, y'all. Listen, you want to know something else as well? With this curse of Tahoody energy that I'm picking up on right here too, it says as well, my knowledge or my magic should not be given to children of the north or children of the south. Take that how that resonates. Some of you guys may know exactly what that means. Because they're chaotic and destructive. And anybody that gives my magic or anybody that practices my magic that's banned, children of the north or children of the south, basically children of Ashet, they will be cursed. Some of these people that are doing the initiations for the karmic, they're getting sick. They're losing their power. They're getting karma because they're realizing, fuck, you know what? First of all, they shouldn't even be playing with that shit. But it's like initiating certain karmics is what's bringing down the hot water right now. Some of these karmas are trying to initiate you, the whole covenant has imploded. And there's karma now. They're getting sick. There's drama and chaos. Wow. People are dying around these karmics, getting sick, losing everything. They're not putting 2 and 2 together, though. Clarified DNA healing. Broke motherfuckers, man. Clarified DNA healing. I mean, just get a job and work. Pray, do your ancestral healing work, and then you can have abundance and stuff like that with the DNA healing. They don't want to do that. They rather use other people's energy. And that time is up. Right now, it's time to pay the piper. These karmics can't pay. And we talked about this. A lot of these karmics, they try to take your energy and whatever, and they have to pay you back in full, tenfold. And they don't have anything to pay back with. No energy, no nothing. No jewels in their DNA, no nothing. So the ancestors are like, okay, then that's your life. That's your entire bloodline. Period. Some of these karmics that are doing initiations and stuff like that, they turn around and they're acting like they're a grandmother, they're a grandfather, they're a mother, they're a father, they're this and they're that. Their grandchildren or their children are being sacrificed instead. Since you don't have anything to give us for trying to sacrifice this person, this is how we're gonna weigh out the scales. We're gonna take your grandchildren, or we're gonna take your children, or we're gonna lay curses upon them. Wow. Some of these karmic ancestors passed. Boom. And they're learning that there's a price that they're paying for playing. Some of these karmics underestimated you. They're not protected. They don't got this. They don't got that. This can even be some of your family members, but they don't know what ancestors were assigned to protect you. And because a lot of you guys have done a lot of healing work and energy work with the DNA healing here, you guys have activated ancestors past the 7 generations. You guys are going all the way back to the primordial ancestor. This is crazy. You're going all the way back to the original bloodline, the old dad. The old dad were the pairs of the 8s. In ancient Kemet, you're going all the way back there to get on power, to get power and protection from there. And that's why these karmics are sacrificing you. Clarify trauma transmutation. Man, I see several people dying. I'm sorry. You got wild woman free. Yeah, you see this here? Yeah, and you got detox. With the trauma transmutation, the frog with the detox energy, you've broken this spell. You've broken this psychic link. You've broken this cage that they try to put you in. You're out now. That's done. And they can't put you back in. You're immune to it. Unfortunately, though, you know, we talked about this with Mama Harriet. Remember when she talked about the way that she got her psychic and telepathic powers was she went to the store and the man was abusing, this young man was being abused by his enslaver. And she wasn't going to help him enslave or beat this guy up. I guess she held open the door so he can run away or whatever the fuck. So he threw a cup or something at her head, and she said that after that day she got her psychic powers, right? Sometimes you kind of have to go through that for your higher level DNA 64 codons to be activated. It's unfortunate, yes. They underestimate us because we're powerful but humble. Exactly. They take that as a weakness. But remember, you're an original, so you already know that there's power in humility because your heart is intact. Some of these karmics, they see your power. Oh, they're weak. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing with that. There'll be an easy sacrifice, etc. And lo and behold, shit is backfiring in their faces because they overestimate themselves. Because remember, these karmics, they're low vibrational, but arrogance always breeds a lack of foresight. Then you got the wild woman free. Yeah. With the trauma transmutation, and you see how it's cycling? You see how it's cycling right here? The arrows, it's gone back to the karmics. Some of these karmics they wanted to get initiated and shit like that. They have the demon, they're tied in, but none of the gifts of the initiation. Because who they try to sacrifice. And the principality that they try to sacrifice you to, they're like, it absolutely can't happen. The archangels are over them. We can't. So this is what's going to happen. For you trying to call on this person or put this person into this situation, we got our ass whooped. Our principality has been destroyed. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to be the sacrifice, and you're not giving any gifts. You need to do A, B, C, and D. We're taking your first, second, and third child. We're taking your abilities. We're taking all that, and you still need to make an offering to us for the rest of your life with no benefits. Imagine that. And that's the price that they're paying for a failed initiation. Wow. Wow, this is deep. This is deep. Clarify earth offerings. You got stars infinite. You see what I'm talking about? Your ancestors are not here to fucking play. Some of you guys are protected by star systems that we don't even have names for yet. Beyond Sirius, Sirius A and B. Some of you guys are from Sirius, and you carry a specific type of energy within your DNA that these karmics are dying to get into their rituals, and it's not possible. This energy cannot be consumed by demonic forces. It's poisonous to demonic forces. It's kryptonite to a demonic force, a satanic force. Remember, I always tell you guys, do your DNA clearing and healing. Matter of fact, we'll go into another meditation on Patreon. We just did another one, the clearing one, that was hella powerful. We'll go in again and we'll do another DNA healing activation and clearing. Especially with all the energy that's in the air, especially with the Lion's Gate, you guys need to activate those codons. It's like sitting on top. It's like sitting on top of your DNA. It's just waiting for you to open up so that it can come within through your diet, through your meditation, through going into the sun. Ascension I got you. This shit is real. People, this happens more than you think. I honestly feel like Chadwick Boseman was a sacrifice. There's another young woman. She was a really powerful entrepreneur. She was like only 37 when she passed away. Beautiful Indian woman. I can't remember her name right now. A lot of these people were sacrifices for low vibrational karmics. And the only reason they said come is they didn't know what was going on. When you're conscious of what was going on and what's happening, it breaks it. Or some of these karmics that are trying to sacrifice you, if you have any type of like emotional link or whatnot to them, that can amplify the sacrifice. Or if you're constantly doing your healing or your clearing work, you can't be a sacrifice. Clarify earth offerings. You got the sun and the moon, union, yeah? And you got the skull, death, I'm telling you. And also too, because a lot of you guys are real twins. That's why. They're like, what the fuck? They're coming for a real twin, the 144,000? Oh, wow. This is crazy. Even some of you guys may not even be in union with your masculine, but his spirit and the ancestors on his line and the angels on his line, they're protecting you because you're his twin, period. They're protecting you from the karmic, their sacrifice. Some of these karmic partners try to sacrifice you to take your energy to become the twin. And it did not fucking work. All it did was put your masculine in spiritual jail. Or put them in spiritual jail. And cause confusion and havoc. Then you got the skull with the death card, with the earth offerings. I'm telling you, this is going to be the end for some of these karmics. That's because it was suicide. Actually, what they wanted for you was going to happen for them. And all it took was a single reversal. You didn't have to do a reverse ritual or none of that shit. All it took was a single reversal for their whole life to implode. And this demon entity that they try to call upon, you go back to them. The astrology is not conducive for this right now. Absolutely not. Just where the earth is going in the vibration, absolutely not. That's hella savagery. That's done for. Earth rituals and sacrifice? Hell nah. We ain't doing that. You're operating fully out of the 5D, 6D, and 12D. And if you don't know how to operate out of those planes, then you're left out then. Period. Some of these higher dimensions, there is no place for dark energy. It's just not happening. You can't even get there with dark energy. Period. The highest is converting a part of the 5D, the upside down. You guys are going to be okay. I'm telling you, pull your energy back constantly. Just keep on pulling your energy back, pull it back, pull it back. Some of you guys are going to find out that what was going on. And you're going to see who was all a part of the ritual and the sacrifice because you're going to start to see their life implode. You're going to see them age in front of you. You're going to see them lose everything. You're going to start seeing them get sick and dying from mysterious illnesses and shit like that. You're going to see them disappear or turn up dead for some of these karmics. That's how serious this shit is. And you know, a lot of readers challenge this because this is the energy right now. With the Scorpio, you get the death card. South Node of Sagittarius, you get that 10 of Wands. Sickness, DNA damage, paranoia. Some of this stuff was by design though. The ancestors already knew. Oh shit. We sending you back in. You're one of Tahoody's ones. Because you guys know that not all earth angels walk the earth all at the same exact time. Some of us get activated in certain sequences, in certain timelines, right? So they're like, oh shit, we're gonna activate you, and you, and you, and you. Because during this timeline, there's all this wickedness that's gonna be going on. So we're gonna put you guys in here to get activated to take out these principalities, all right? You ready? Okay, go. And some of you guys, your soul mission is to take out specific satanic principalities using rituals and sacrifices. It was supposed to happen like that, for them to try to sacrifice you and shit like that, to poison the entire principality and destroy it once and for all. You were the only one to get the job done because of your DNA and your bloodline. Some entities that were able to weave themselves into your ancestral template, your ancestral lineage, and that energetic frequency in that line. And you were born into that bloodline to be able to cast them out and banish them. We talked about this. This is why a lot of karmics are being removed from the DNA, from the family bloodline right now, because they were never supposed to be there to begin with. They were a curse, or they ended up cursing the bloodline. And the ancestor saw it. Oh yeah, this person is bringing A, B, C, and D into the ancestral bloodline. We're gonna birth this one here at this time to remove all of them, to banish all of them. The curse of Tahoody is really real. It's real. Look. Ooh. The fall of man. I want you guys to go read this. It's in the Phaedrus. It's the Phaedrus is it's written by Plato, and it's Socrates. He's talking about basically how the curse of Thoth will begin to manifest. Ooh, child. I'm telling you, this is deep as fuck. And this is why Rudolf Steiner, he talked a lot about this in regards to the mystic movement, and why when the mystic movement first started, they needed to keep it underground because there was too many low vibrational karmics coming into it for love spells and shit like that, and they were cursing themselves because they weren't supposed to have access. And then they started to create problems and curse their entire bloodline. We talked about this with the Savitri Devi, Madame Blavatsky, all of that. They have the curse of Thoth too. And look what they created. Look at the genocide that came after them. Isn't that a cursed mind? Let's see what this is about. Everybody, my loving ancestors, clarify DNA healing. Yeah, the sacrifice backfired. Clarify DNA healing. They're not supposed to enter. Their DNA is too low vibrational. What's the DNA healing? And that's the path that they chose. You got the third chakra, Archangel Chamuel. Yeah. And it's because, look at, you got the storm warning. I'm telling you, it's coming for these karmics now. Some of them they've broken whole chakras. They've blown apart some of their chakras. Some of these karmics that cannot be rebuilt by trying to play with you or trying to initiate you. Remember I told you that the ancestors, they want it back in blood. Real talk. And the way that they're paying back is through their own bloodline, their ancestry, their children, whatever spiritual gifts that they have, their money, their reputation, their energy. Whole chakras being disenfranchised by trying to play with you. It's that storm warning right there. It's on its way. And these karmics don't know what to do. Some of your ancestors, remember we talked about with the Eye of Ra? Some of your ancestors are on these karmics as and they can feel it. Remember we talked about this, the signal of death has gone out? They can feel the violence or the karma or the trauma that's going to be upon their head, and they're not ready for it. Some of these karmics, I'm telling you right now, by trying to sacrifice you, and this sacrifice failing, which was its whole entire point, they've initiated or activated a principality against them. But this is a principality of the archangels, the magistrates, or the angels that deal with magistrates. Ooh. Clarify trauma transmutation on the wild ones. Wow. I'm telling you. Sky, world, hold on, come on. I want you to go listen to that song by Bob Sinclair. That's what he's talking about. One day you may have to answer to the children of the sky. Some of these karmics, they didn't know by playing with you that some of these karmics didn't know that they were under you, but they knew that they were under you. That's why they're playing with you. That's why they're playing with you, because they saw you as a good opportunity, but they didn't know that these keys to the streets, they didn't understand these laws of the universe because they're not well read and they don't have any balance. Common sense should tell you, wow, if I'm in the negative and I'm trying to reach a positive, it's going to take me a whole lot of energy to overcome this positive until I can become the positive. You see what I'm talking about? And it's like this basic ass math that we've been talking about. You know, I'm going to go on my whiteboard. You know the number scale? And you got the 1, positives, and 3, and over here, and you got the negatives. These karmics are all way off into the negative, right? Because they have the Curse of Tahoody, and you're all the way into the positive. So they're trying to use a satanic force, which is hella negative, to get into a positive frequency. It doesn't work like that. All these karmics have realized that they've actually just slipped right back deeper into the negative. So they were at their little -5, and they could have worked their way through by doing positive acts, clearing their energy into this 0 point to become the Fool, to have a new beginning, right? But no, they wanted to use the satanic force. Now this negative is at an even deeper deficit. This came up in the Stay in Your Lane with that 5 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. If you really understand some of these concepts that they're talking about, even with the Book of Thoth, they're talking about math. That's why he says, I've been alive, I've reincarnated 800 times 10 times. They're talking about math. They're talking about square roots. They're talking about exponents. These karmics don't have the keys to the streets to really understand what the fuck they're doing. It's simple math. How do you think? Look at deceit. Look at that. They deceived themselves trying to sacrifice you. They deceived the coven. Didn't I tell you that also too? Karmics were going to be infiltrating other karmics and bringing them down. It was supposed to happen like that. To go to a certain practitioner that's been causing hella chaos. To go to a certain coven that's been causing hella drama. To come into that coven and implode it from the inside out. That was this karmic soul mission too. They just didn't know it. So by being low vibrational and seeking out one pathway, they actually got the opposite of what they were looking for, and they imploded the whole coven. Good. They did their job. Clarify earth offerings. Real mathematics, and the math is mapping here. Clarify earth offerings, sun, moon, death. You got the yin and the yang, balance. Yeah. It wasn't fit to happen. You got the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael with the heart energy. You see archangels out here. They see angels all around you. You look like you're the twin. Yeah, because you're a twin flame. You're a real divine feminine, real divine masculine. That's why this shit can't work. And a lot of these karmics that were trying to use graveyard dirt on you, jar on you, sacrifice your union so that they can keep your masculine for money or for clout or for whatever the fuck. These hoes are getting their tea right now. They're getting their tea right now. They realize, wow, by trying to sacrifice this union for low vibrational means or to keep this person for my low vibrational desires and wants, this person just lost everything. Or not only did I just get left, but I sacrificed my ability to find happiness, my ability to find a twin, my ability to find a soulmate. They're realizing this now. They lost everything and gained nothing. Let's go on with the tarot. Wow. Right. Some karmics think it's trendy to play with satanic forces or rituals. They think that they know what they're doing. We can be in darkness. Darkness and light coexist, so it doesn't matter if you're in darkness. Nothing's going to happen to you. Isn't that the same thing that Aleister Crowley said? And he's trapped in the underworld. Isn't that the same doctrine that he promoted? And look what happened in his wake. I've never seen anybody that plays in those type of realms and things end up good for them. It's always some type of imbalance, and then the transits come, or their bloodline gets the karma. Stupid as fuck. Yeah, some of these karmics knew that you and your masculine were supposed to go into union. They went to a practitioner to go sacrifice your union or sacrifice something of this masculine's so that they can be in his place. Well, you do know that if you do this, that it's going to actually, lower his energy, but then he'll get to stay with you. That's okay. You do know that you're changing his destiny. It doesn't matter. Just so these karmics can have dick or clout or money or some shit like that. Imagine that. Ooh, clarify healing. Some of these masculines don't know how far this magic has gone with these karmics and their attempt. What's the healing? And the ancestors, storm warning. You got the 8 of Wands right here. It says, makes one passionate towards God. Wow. With the healing, you're having rapid healing though. Rapid recovery. And it says, 7 of Cups, Asalia, God the just judge. Makes the truth known. Yeah. These karmics are in spiritual court right now. They're getting judged. Their bloodline and their Akashic records is getting weighed against yours. Hold on. Absolutely not. The jury is the hung jury. Everyone agrees with, everyone sees what's going on here. These karmics are getting swift judgment, period. See, you can play with magic and stuff like that to try to hold and hide and cover, but you can't fool Ra. You can't fool Tahoody. You can't fool Ma'at. You can't fool Anubis, period. These karmics aren't fooling anybody. And they're surely not fooling you. You know that you're higher than them. They know that you're higher than them too. They're just going to keep on trying to play and lie and sacrifice and play with magic until they get what they need, which is death, suffering, sickness. Some of these karmic masculines, they've been trying to sacrifice your union so that they can be the one and they can take their place and so they can dominate you and control you and siphon your energy because they're fucking incubuses. They're getting their tea right now. Clarify storm warning. You got the 8 of Swords. Whoo! You got 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords doubles. Look at this. Truth and justice. Protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. I'm telling you. Archangel Mebael. I'm telling you. A lot of these karmics don't even know what's coming from them, y'all. They have no idea. They're already in spiritual jail with the storm warning right here. I remember I talked about this. This is your ancestor set this shit up. It's unfortunate that I had to go down like that, but trust me, we wasn't going to let you out like that. We already knew. We already knew that you were going to find out how to heal yourself, how to clean yourself, how to fix this stuff. Return it to sender, all that stuff. Pull your energy back. And any energy that these karmics are using, you can control your own energy. Remember that. You can manipulate your energy that's been taken out of your DNA or taken out of your energy fields. I want my energy to poison that motherfucker. Poison the whole entire coven. Your wishes are command, period, because it's your energy. You can command it. Remember, you're a master magician. That's one of the Hermetic principles as well. One of the 108 laws of the universe. Your will trumps the will of others who are trying to tamper with your will. No, this is my will. This is my universal right. This is also my destiny, my purpose, which is universal will. So it's not in my universal will. It's not in my Akashic records to be sacrificed by a bunch of Satanists or low vibrational karmics that want to use my energy for clout or for money or shit like that because they're cursed. Some of these karmics are really fucking dumb, you guys, but that's because they're mentally ill. They're unstable, or they're inbred, or they're water-headed. Ooh, man. In this spiritual jail, Hangman and the Hierophant. Yeah. Some of these karmics are realizing the legacy that you're a part of. They're realizing the spiritual authority that you have. And they're stuck. Clarify deceit, wild woman. They realize that they transgress something sacred. That's what I'm picking up here. They're coming to the realization. They wanted to fight it, and they've been trying to avoid it. I'm telling you, these karmics have been trying to avoid it. They've been looking for any excuse for why their magic isn't working, why their rituals are backfiring, why they're not getting what they're getting from sacrifices. They're not understanding why people around them are dying or getting sick or chaos is happening. They're trying to avoid the fact that it's this magic or this demon that they called on. What is this right here? What's the wild woman in deceit? Selfishness always backfires badly. Remember we talked about this? That was one of my first channelings on my YouTube channel. Selfishness always backfires badly. These karmics are coming to the realization of that. You got Archangel Metatron with the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, it wasn't in your wheel. It wasn't in your will. It wasn't in your destiny or in your birth chart to get played like that, to be sacrificed for none of that shit. Some of these people that are passing away because of these sacrifices, you're going to see a lot of these karmics get caught up and hemmed up. Their legacy is going to live on. They've been raised to a higher level in the spiritual plane too. Masters, even though they're not in their physical body. It's okay. And the individuals that try to sacrifice them and shit like that, they're going to get their tea by the King of Swords right here. Grants victory and protection from lightning. The Tower's coming. What's the deceit in the wild woman? You got the Two of Cups energy right here, though. It says fruition, provides expansive intelligence, and gives the grace of God. You got the grace of God over you. I feel like that's what this is coming out. The Two of Cups is also too mirror energy. It's mirroring back to the karmics. I remember we talked about this too. These karmics are trying to sacrifice your union to keep your masculine, shit like that, trying to sacrifice you, or even sacrifice your masculine, tying him to a satanic force so they can do his bidding, so they can stay with him. They don't understand that that's what they're doing when they're trying to keep these masculines. You do know that, right? So you're trying to bind him with love spells and shit like that. You do know that that's satanic, right? Because you're intercepting his will, aka his wheel. And you see the wheel right there with the Three of Cups. Oh my God. You see that wheel right there. And you see the baby being sacrificed, surrounded by flames of fire. Wow. Ooh. And it said the right hand of God. But you want to know something? The right hand of God is about to come in and strike and scatter these karmics. Any children that these karmics are having, like these masculines, they're sacrificed to the satanic force that they use to bind these masculines. We clarify trauma, transmutation, deceit. That's what I'm saying. If this karmic has had children by this masculine, leave that shit out as it is. Because you're gonna see that karmic go through sorrow and pain. It says justice right here. In the reverse, they're getting karma right now. Bad karma. It says makes truth known in court. Causes innocence to prevail. The scales are being balanced. Blind justice right here. You want to know what's also blind? Remember we talked about my aunt coming down on these karmics? You want to know what's blind justice? These karmics losing every fucking thing. One by one. Disgrace, publicly. Embarrassment. Having to answer to hella people. Walking around with a scarlet letter. Yes, they are wicked, but you guys have to realize too, wickedness is also a netter. Like a pet and set, they express that energy. They're also a netter, right? So these karmics are expressing the law of vibrational aspects of the netter. 64 netters, 64 DNA codons. Which ones are you going to play with? This is why they're talking about everyone has the ability to express those attributes. It's how you express them and for what purpose. Clarify fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, yin and yang. You got the Tower right here, Archangel Uriel, disruption, warns of disasters. I'm telling you, it's on its way. The fire of God here, yeah. And some of these karmics think that you're using spell work, or who are you going to? Like, what's their secret for their spells not working, their rituals not working? And they're not understanding that it's a curse. It was a setup the whole time by the Most High. God set your ass up to get caught up. Because you run around this planet thinking that you have the right to sacrifice people in their bloodline to get money and fame and fortune. For low vibrational, ratchet ass purposes. There's 888 people in the chat as I say that. And they're not understanding, I'm getting karma right now. This is a setup. This is all by design to implode my coven, or to destroy the entity, or to have this entity turn in on me and destroy me for trying to have it go to an archangel or somebody that's protected by all the archangels. Yeah. Basically. So that's why the magic wasn't working. Yeah, you want to know something else here too? Why some of this spell work wasn't working? Because these karmics are in their coven, right? But some of these coven members were greedy. They wanted your energy all for themselves. So they were going backdoor doing magic and shit like that. That's why none of the rituals were even fucking working. Because it was too many people trying to get into your energy, and most guys like, fuck any of y'all. They're having a hard time. Their offerings are being rejected. Some of these karmics are trying to do more offerings, chicken and goats and shit like that, just to try to get to your energy. All of it's being rejected. Some of them are trying to put plates on the altar and things like that to appease the ancestors. It's not working. The ancestors, they want blood. They want your blood. They want your DNA. They want your ancestry. That's the only way that it's going to suffice. They want your peace of mind permanently. They want your health. They want your vitality. It's done for these karmics. You got the Five of Pentacles. Boom. Yeah, and then you got the Hermit. Yep, the Initiate. The Hermit's an Initiate. The initiation failed. And the person that's even initiating this karmic, they're not even ordained to even play in your energy, period. And they're learning this the hard way. Imagine this karmic, they were boosting themselves off your energy. Yeah, we're sacrificing that person. And they think it's funny. There's nothing funny about that. You look like a weak-ass motherfucker. Weak as fuck, hella childish and hella pitiful. Shitty booty-ass bitch. Excuse my language. That's what we call them, a shitty booty. A clown. It says alchemy and transformation. You transformed it, you transmuted that energy. Some of you guys, your energy field, it transmutes toxic energy naturally. So anything that enters your field, it's like you naturally just transmute it into a higher source because you're a master alchemist like that. These karmics are not. That's another reason why they're wondering, we try to sacrifice this person for this, this, and this. How are they getting all the support? How are they getting all the finances and wealth and things like that? Because it's a trick. That's how the Most High set this up. Because remember, you're an archangel. You guys are learning your tools. You're learning about the tools in your toolbox. You're learning how your energy field works. You're learning about the M16s that your energy field carries and that your ancestors work with. You're learning about these energetic semi-automatic weapons that your ancestors got. Some of these karmics have even tried to plot kidnappings and hits and stuff like that, and it's reversing back onto them. That's how the Most High is having it. As somebody plots and plans on you with the transmutation here, they're being plotted and planned on as well. They don't get that though. This is why I told you, some of these karmics, it was by design for them to do that, so they can attract a force to them that was going to obliterate them. Some of you guys, this force is the judicial system. Some of you guys, this force is that satanic force turning in on them. For some of you guys, this force is the archangels, or it's another coven, or it's another practitioner that's whipping their ass. Now some of these karmics are starting to realize, well, if my offering was not accepted and there's a spiritual debt to pay, then what do they want? They want your motherfucking kids. They want your womb. They want your mind. And they're going to have it. Period. That's done for. These karmics don't know math. They're hella in the negative, trying to play with the positive. Come on now. You needed to make it to 0 point to have a new beginning, to clear out your DNA and rebuild. They don't want to do that. They wanted to go underhanded, go for the jugular, playing with darkness. But remember, when you play with darkness and you get so far into the negative, the math and the equations, they don't make sense over there. That's why they have to use somebody else's energy. So let's get into this. Let's see the messages that the ancestors have. This is deep today. Right, I'm telling you, thinking that they found financial freedom with your energy, that they were going to get clout. Some of these karmics had pipe dreams. They were going to steal the glow of your skin. They were going to steal your DNA. They were going to steal your energy, your essence. They were going to become you and walk in your skin and walk in your gifts and your power. They were going to have your spiritual gifts. They didn't get shit. But a fucked up demon running around their house, killing them, sacrificing their children, sacrificing their grandchildren, their entire bloodline, being removed from the bloodline as well. Getting all the curses of all the ancestors that did bad. sorrow, pain, stagnation. They didn't get anything that they thought they were going to get because they did anything for clout. What messages do you have, please? The sacrifice backfired. The initiation is null and void. So now they're tied to something that is like an albatross around their neck. They're tied to something and they're not getting any benefits from it. And they can't get out of it. What messages do you have? You're going to see some of these karmics start trying to talk about God. That's them for. Period. What messages do you have? The initiation and rituals backfired. Some of you guys didn't even know this was going on. It says life restored. Boom. And it says initiation. Wow. Look at initiation. It says here, when you are being initiated into the divine mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of profound challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the opportunity for growth that can transform any challenge into an experience of healing. With compassion and cleverness, you will not burn during your challenges, you shall survive. Some of these karmics didn't know why you survived what you survived. They were thinking that it was going to murder you. You know what? For some of these karmics, even having that thought in their mind is why they're going to suffer a really horrible fate. Some of you guys are actually going to cry when you hear about what happens to these karmics or when you find out what happened to them. Some of you guys are going to feel bad, but they brought it upon themselves. You deserve it. I'm telling you, some of these karmics are going to turn up. Man, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing swamps. I'm seeing chainsaws. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm seeing a whole bunch of candles, men dressed in red. That's all I'm going to say about that. It says life restored. And it was 1:13 on the clock as I said that. Okay. Spiritual resurrection is gifted to you now. Whatever part of you or your life you thought to be dead is being revived and will flourish back into life. Just as the phoenix rises from the fire, transitioning from death into life, so too will you rise again, healed and renewed. I'm telling you, you're the phoenix. It's time to know that you have the stone of resurrection. You're always going to be renewed, period. Anything that they just put you in, put onto you, it just makes you better. And they're wondering why. Well, because my ancestors didn't tie into satanic pacts and rituals, so I got that good DNA. Well, I did my healing work and my clearing work, and I got all the gifts of the ancestral bloodline because I did the work and I wasn't a satanic clown. That's why I'm getting all these gifts. Well, I stayed in my lane, and the math that I was doing was absolutely mathing and making whole fucking sense. Because I'm not an energy vampire. I don't seek to build off of people. I wasn't doing love spells. I wasn't trying to stop other people's lives or playing with crazy ass magic. That's why you're getting what you're getting. That's why you're going to be blessed. And you're going to see a lot of people hate on your blessings. Some of these karmas are going to start to blame you. They're going to start to flip it on you. No, you're the one playing with, they must be the one initiated and playing with satanic magic. That's probably why the initiation didn't work. Because they were already initiated. That's going to be their new story. Imagine that. All right, y'all. I love you all so much. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.